far. If you guys haven't been paying attention to it, definitely check out the Spotlight show at some point today. But yeah, Falcons are in the running. So are KC. I know Vitality is still in it. Navi is snuck in there, but we don't have Navi competed in Rocket League. Wink, wink. We hope you guys come one day again. But yeah, Club Championship on the line with this KC win. They're hoping they can push them forward, but I feel like that's a bit of pressure they don't have too deep in the back of their minds right now.
I would hope, yeah, I'd hope they're not thinking about it too much because they need to win here just to score. You know, they're aware of that. They're certainly aware of it, and I'm sure that it's both a motivation and a little bit of extra pressure for them. Meanwhile, R8, you know, they're just trying to deal with the general LAN pressure. For them, this is still a far newer setting than KC. And although they're starting to grow into it, racking up too many losses or any more losses to top teams would be painful. So let's find out which it's going to be. R8 against KC, best of 7, something that I think does help out Karmine Corp.
I agree. This is going to be a longer one for both of these teams. Karmine Corp absolutely can handle the pressure, but it does start off with R8 Esports. Reminder that this is a team that grants zero hesitation when it comes to any of the top dogs of the world.
Yeah, they've been able to topple the order in MENA because they've brought a lot of the things that MENA teams do well, and then they've also just added, I think, a little bit of polish. You know, Twisted Minds and you know, any TRK team, so aggressive. This is good from KC. Nice little fake there, but doesn't come through for an early goal. Yeah, R8, what's impressed me most online is the fact that they don't double commit as much as Twisted Minds or Falcons used to when they had TRK on the roster. They like to spread out a little bit more, but they're still so fast, so mechanical that you're going to struggle to defend against them. But that's not an issue KC have had so far. They've not had any defending to do at all.
Yeah, no, nothing quite too intense here. Abdullah tried to time, actually getting a touch on that there, but Atal, of course, just so much patience and experience. That's going to be the biggest difference between these two squads, is the experience diff. I also do want to add, R8 have not played against a team yet that has had a crowd this loud yet. That is a mental block that a lot of these teams have to experience before you get used to it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of, definitely quite a lot of love for Falcons against them, but this is a different level. Let's see if R8 can handle it. They're starting to battle back now. That was a good chance to the near post for Abdullah. Denied by Karmine Corp. Now, Karmine Corp, their issues yesterday for me, that looked like they stemmed from just misplays, straight up misplay. I think the play style's fine, but they've just got to execute at a better level. So far, so good in that regard.
Hamid down, out to the side. Pretty inconsistent boost collect here from R8, which is to be expected, but they are managing to still remain very strong. Like you said, not a lot of double commits, if any, ever get seen from this squad. Big clear upfield will give some breathing room to R8. Maybe they can take this ball away and give themselves a minute with the ball possession, a shot or two maybe, but right now a lot of these are just throws out to the other end with no follow-up in sight.
R8 have stabilized after being on the receiving end of a ton of pressure. Oh, Atto with a redirect from the midfield. Now he's off the crossbar and in. Out of nowhere, Atto's put in a second.
Atto absolutely stepping up here in game 1. The redirect to the crossbar, but don't worry, Atto not far behind. 2-0 up for KC, and all smiles.
It's just out of seemingly nowhere there. Atto cut in rotation, perfect redirect, and there's such fast recovery as well. Yeah, I think they've got to keep this guy forward. This is the best first man in the world on his day, and this could be a day for Atto to show it.
I mean, yesterday, you know, Karmine Corp seemed a little absent on being able to find that one player that was, like you're saying, having a day, right? The fun thing about Karmine Corp is when somebody is on it, for example, Atto here today against R8, KC form around him. They let him shine on who needs to go forward at the moment. So allowing, you know, Vatira and Juicy to really take a step back is going to make R8 very stressed in the grand scheme of things. But Mohammed on his lonesome, slow to follow, but patience almost pays off. And R8, their first threat of the game.
And here comes Atto again. Another reset, flick to the backboard, will get intercepted by Mohammed. And you got a glimpse of KC's other half of the game plan there. Vatira in defense, and Juicy makes it 4. That is off the back of Vatira's play. R8 just couldn't rally. They couldn't get back into position after Ato's initial attack.
Yeah, Abdullah was kind of sitting there back. He kind of felt like you could see that he was being pulled in a little bit too many different directions in that moment. Didn't quite know where to make the call on it, but that's what's going to happen a lot. KC very quick to play. Throw over to Abdullah. We'll see over 1. Taken away as the team from KC works together. Quickly find their way onto the other end, but up 4-0 already this early. I mean, this is exactly what most people anticipated.
It's tough, and we saw earlier on with Furia against NRG. Furia didn't expect to be playing against NRG in round 1 of Lures. And then NRG stepped up massively from their upper bracket performance to eliminate them from the competition. KC are doing a similar thing here. This is a much more polished performance than they had against SSG. Juicy now with the defensive work, great dodge on the bump and the save. And it's like we mentioned earlier, this is all based on getting Ato into the position to lead the attack, use his mechanics, and also his currently tournament best 42% shooting. He's the most accurate of the tournament so far.
Vatira up in the air, nice little block. Juicy to the backboard.
Ooh.
Eyes to get it down. Oh, no, Atao is going to call himself off this one a little bit as R8 are able to clear. They're not going to force it too much, already up by 4. I will say, like you said, this is the best performance we've gotten from Atao. This is a player that has been long overdue for an MVP in most people's opinions, and absolutely, you know, showing everybody why he's up in talks for best player in the world.
Yeah, he's just so difficult to stop. He's so dangerous on the ball, very dangerous off the ball as well in offense. Loves to bump, loves to demo his opponents. He's just a troublemaker, and that's what you want as the guy leading the attack. You'll hear it being talked about a lot in Rocket League. The first man position is a rotation in Rocket League that requires players to play all positions at times. But, you know, KC do thrive when they can get Ato leading the attack, going first and letting Vatira back up the team. He can sit back and make, I think, less mistakes than Ato and Juicy do in defense.
Game number 1. The first brick for the blue wall has been placed in this best of 7. Crazy numbers getting put up. What is this? 6 math? 15? 14.
Oh, the shots?
Yeah.
14.
Yeah. I'm getting there.
5 plus 3 plus 6.
I'm getting there.
Tricky one.
14 shots to definitely less than 10 as Mohammed left the lobby, but my gosh. I will commend R8 though on that one initial play where we all kind of thought maybe they might have found their way in. They carried it all the way to the goal line there. Unfortunately for them, Ato has all the space in the world on their side of the field. There hasn't quite been any, you know, attention given directly to him to slow him down. And
as well as getting the most points in the game by 1, Ato taking the top score there over Vatira. He got 5 demos. Ato, one of the players who can really rack up the demos in these tournaments, very often finishing as the #1 most aggressive player in that regard. In fact, game 1, he got the same amount of demos as R8 did as a team, and Juicy Vatira also got 5 between them. So KC really just crushing it in that first game. That's it's a tough one for R8 to swallow. They're going to need to bounce back though. If they can't get a goal in this second game, I don't think it's going to be possible for them to even get a game.
Time is definitely a virtue, especially for anyone going up against Karmine Corp. A couple demos traded back and forth between the two. Ball back over to Atao. Double reset to carry him all the way to the other end. We'll see how quickly somebody can follow. Challenge onto Mohammed. All of R8 trying to just go up as quickly as possible, but KC doing an incredible job of just stressing them out. There's no space to even work with this ball right now.
Well, Tira Larkin, he's managed to pick up the mid boost, trying to catch up to this one himself. He does get blocked to the near post by Abdullah. Now a brief 2v1. Will there be support coming through in time? Yes, there will. So that's good force there by Juicy. Because he challenged, he forced the attacker to flick the ball early. That gave Ato time to react to it.
Atao was already sitting on the other end. There should be a shot for Vatira, just a little bit wide. It's not going to stop them from trying to go almost all of R8 on next to nothing in the tank. Eventually, one of these shots would find their way through if they're able to maintain the pressure, but R8 defensively looking like a masterclass, honestly. They're staying calmer than most would in that situation.
And you just have to try to stay calm in these positions. KC are gonna do this to you when they're on form and when they're playing their game. They put the best teams in the world in defense for minutes at a time, so that's something that R8 will have anticipated, I'm sure. Now Demo's coming through in the back. Vatira got 2 of them. Luckily for R8, Abdullah was able to stay alive and make a play on the ball.
Game number 1, so much of the pressure was onto R8.
Oh.
Ooh.
Vatira.
Seems to continue that way. Another shot headed towards net, immediately rescinded back by Mohammed. Tao gonna cut it off almost immediately. KC, just naturally, it's expected, moving faster than R8, which is a crazy thing to say, because Mina is just the standard to play as quick and accurate as possible.
Surely going to be one. Is the respawn was attempted there from R8 to try and get a block on this one, but Vatira catches Ghazi mid-half flip. Nowhere for him to go. Pass down the line and the finish.
Every time you see Vatira start to get into that pattern of, I'm going to run up, I'm going to go grab a demo, expect a shot or two to come after.
Oh, what a
Ooh.
read. Atto reads the fake kickoff and chips it in. He just must have seen something here that he didn't believe, and he just chips it straight into the open net. R8 trying to pull a fast one on KC there. Does not work out.
Gonna have to definitely be quicker than that one. Pretty standard here. Off the start, Juicy carrying it down. 50's back out to the center. Small catch there for Vatira to slow it down. Try to send it back to each other, but Abdullah has it read. They go for the play on their own. R8, another turn to try and spot each other. Big demo. Could the 50 be enough?
Yeah, just not quite. They're still scoreless between the first 2 games. Almost an 8th minute complete without a goal for Mina's R8. And it might be another for KC here. They're just trying to figure out how to get that one into the middle in time. It's a very disciplined performance out of KC so far. They've given R8 nothing to work with.
No, nothing at all. Duel challenge, Mohammed taking this one up the side, but taking the challenge on next to nothing. Same can be done by KC. I will commend R8 on the fact that they are able to at least stay out further than they had in game number 1. They are still trailing by 2.
A great drive challenge. Atto just faking a challenge there, drives right through the ball. Gets a bump, completely dispossesses R8 once again. KC queuing up to try to get the 3rd goal of the game. They're never happy, KC, with their goal tally. Want to keep adding to the total. Minute and 20 now for R8 to work with. They're still in this based on the scoreline, but it's overall been a very difficult series for them so far. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any easier.
Yeah, after time, you definitely got to be able to switch things up a bit. A little bit closer there on the attempt, almost the final minute now of regulation. Still trailing by 2. KC just passing the ball around to each other. An interception will come through. We'll see if they can work with anything, but it is, again, another attempt made on almost nothing. 17 into the tank, play the low 50. Shot, this could be it! It'll be Ghazi on the cleanup. 45 seconds, R8 are on the board.
They do get one through, and it's a relevant goal as well. 45 seconds to work with. They might try another cheeky kickoff, although the last one did get red.
We'll see if they anticipate anything here. Vatira gonna send this one forward. It's already looking for demos. Nothing onto Ghazi means he'll be able to keep this ball here. Challenge over Juicy. Can he keep it in possession? Abdullah's waiting for him. They go for the pass off. Vatira has the whole play read, but the pressure is still on.
There's still time for R8 to work with. Got to trust the mechanics in this position. Abdullah with the no ball cam double tap off the ceiling. That's unreal, but he didn't make it work this time. KC too solid in defense.
13 to go here. Mohammed trying to go for the center. 2 up from KC to keep him out. There's the angle, but the save. Demo to keep him out. Mohammed tried to go for the bump. It's up to Ghazi now to not only keep this in the air, but to give them a chance. And it could be taken away, but it is still popped up. And there it is on the ground, a little closer than it had been in the past there in the final few moments, but KC managed to pull it off once again.
Yeah, definitely the most promising sequence from R8 that we've seen towards the end of that. But unsurprisingly, after going down 2-0, they have called timeout. So extra minute to think about what they need to do differently. I think for me, though, it's more that KC have just gotten their execution right today. They've got Atto leading the attack. They've got Vatira stopping almost everything in defense, and Juicy, one of the best midfielders in the game, just fill in the blanks. And as a squad, they are just so difficult to beat when they're in this mode.
At the end of the day, this is still, the org of the reigning EWC champions. There is experience on there that some of these R8 players have not gotten to have for themselves quite yet, but they are definitely well on their way. You can see the relief, especially again after yesterday, everybody just wondering if they were going to be able to quite get into the swing of things. I do think there's a lot of respect to R8 coming into this series, but Karmine Corp definitely playing up to their standards.
And another very demo-heavy game from KC. They doubled R8's demos in the last game, and they've managed to do it again. This time 12 to just 6 of R8, and Atto getting 5, matched by Vatira. They both got 5 each, so Atto currently getting 5 demos every game, which is absolutely ridiculous. We'll see if he can keep that one up. But a lot of these demos, they're not the traditional type of demos that you would expect, where someone's, running ahead, looking for defenders, trying to demo goalkeepers. A lot of these demos are happening in challenges. Instead of playing for the ball with their challenges, KC are just driving straight through the ball, demoing the player behind it. Is a really smart strategy to do if you've got more defenders behind you, which KC in this game did have a lot of time.
And the crazy thing, despite that, right, between games 1 and 2, game number 2, R8 finally were able to find a way to speed up themselves, their play style, to find themselves equal with KC for the first time. So if the pattern continues on, they should be able to get a little bit more comfortable. The scary part is Karmine Corp are 1 away.
Oh, wow.
And 1 more on the board, closer to a playoff spot.
And they've done it again. KC win the kickoff battle. This time Atto with the demo kickoff. We usually see that in 2v2, just faking the ball, demoing the opposing team's cheating player, and then the follow-up comes through for the goal. So, they really are just winning the kickoff battle right now. They won last game by 1 goal. That was a kickoff goal. Now they're up by 1. Again, a kickoff goal by KC.
I think also with KC, you don't have to overcomplicate too much. That's the one moment between the two where KC might have a few more tricks in the playbook. A little bit more hours with getting to pull some of it off. 2 up on the save though here. Juicy taking another turn, has his flip, sends it forward. And R8 able to defend, still calm enough to make the clear.
Oh, Juicy didn't get much on it, but it's still gone through. The fake worked out. Juicy definitely wanted to hit this a lot harder, but Abdullah was in a bit of a tricky position there. He wasn't comfortable, and it looks like he's been faked out.
Such fun placement too, just behind him, forcing the backflip to no. That was not going to be touched. Off the kickoff, Juicy, a little bit more power this time to try and find a towel. They just leave it in the hands of R8 as they prepare to take it away. Challenge forward will do so. Mohammed and Ghazi trying to work together. Flip over 1, challenge on a Vatira. Can Abdullah get there in time? Not quite.
Oh, wow. I mean, this is just brutal. This is absolutely brutal. KC up 3, but again, Vatira with another good save. And then Atto's finds Juicy for the outlet pass. This is just the definition of KC Rocket League right now. They are so clinical, and I mean, keep talking about it. They've got Vatira at the back, one of the best third men in the game, one of the best third men in Rocket League history, and he's just really frustrating R8.
Right now, R8, not only did they not have an answer, for a Tau and what he brought to game 1, but now Vatira getting a lot more, involved to the point where you say his name more, right? But they're all as equally invested. KC up 3-0, making it difficult for R8. Definitely a decent amount of time, but they got to stop getting boxed in. You can see once R8 is out, yes, they are there, but these are fairly slow follows.
That's a good pass. Yeah, I like that little attempt there from R8 after KC briefly double committed. Let's see if they can do anything with this. Air dribble bump, but it doesn't land in time. Looks like the deflecting touch was enough for the defensive team in that position. R8 have given themselves so much to do here, and not just in this game, but in the series overall. You know, it's a learning experience for them, definitely. But how many of these are they going to need before they can finally find a way through? Is it going to be 4? No, Ghazi denies it.
I will hand it to R8 in a couple of these moments. You know, you can see what the potential of this roster is going to be. I really do think they are on the come up. For a team with as little, you know, LAN experiences they have had, they've really been able to hold their own on the field against some of the top teams in the world, as they're trying to do so here. Shot ripped on net by Abdullah. R8, they give themselves some hope.
Yeah, that's one. The Tiro with a miss was what led that to being open. Well, at least open enough for Abdullah to slot it past the recovering Juicy. It's a rare mistake there, especially today, for KC's Vatira.
I'll hand it to him though. It'd probably be about 1 per series, 2 at the most. Definitely won't see that happen again. Vatira throwing this one up towards field. Juicy quick to follow. Gonna play it a little bit slower, hold on to this ball for longer. Shot gonna be taken straight in the nose of R8.
Yeah, KC are just not giving them anything again. Now Juicy with a double tap. Puts it on, it's saved on the goal line though. Huge stop by Abdullah. But can they get rid of the danger? Can they actually clear the ball in a meaningful way? Because that clear is just coming straight back to them with some interest. Thanks to Atto, a reset, recovery, not able to get the goal.
Absolutely disgusting way to be able to keep your team into this. Just over a minute here, Ghazi just trying to find connection with anybody, but Juicy's already taken it away. Has this flip off the back, nobody there. They demoed the follow-up. And they're starting to speed up here for R8, shot down and wide.
It's not quite getting up quickly enough. Mohammed couldn't find the target. Ghazi tries, Abdullah likewise. KC again just stopping them in the near post. Yes, seems like it's just going to be another game where it's too little too late for R8. They're getting bumped off the ball so many times as they start their air dribbles. KC completely countering them before they can get going.
Tao taking his time here, double down. They play it off the back. Juicy just awkward enough for it to stay out. Mohammed, demo, you'd think that might be enough to get him out. They're playing the cheeky game, sending one forward. Can they find a play here? A double to the side, absolutely denied.
Yeah, there's 20 seconds to go. R8 need a goal right now if they're going to stay in this game. Mohammed's got a great chance, but Atto saves it at the top corner. He had someone coming at him to try to bump him as well, but he remains unfazed. Keeps KC up by 2.
Trying to get aggressive with KC here, but like you said, it's just too little, too late here. 2-goal lead is more than enough for Karmine Corp right now, and that all being said and done, a quick match point taken by the boys in blue. They play out the final moments respectfully.
Yeah, are they going to own goal this? No, you can't get to it. Well, KC are on a roll, just like NRG earlier on today. Right in the rungs from the upper bracket. And the good news for them is that in this format, if you can make it through, you don't remain in the lower bracket for the playoffs. It's a clean reset into single elimination. So for KC, for teams like NRG who are still looking to make a run through Twisted Minds, if they can get the job done here, then they're more than fine.
There's been so many moments where you could see that R8 might have been able to, you know, figure it out against one of the toughest teams in the world. Unfortunately for them, there's just these tiny little, you know, things that are separating them from KC. The fact that KC are able to keep the ball in their half for such an extended period of time. R8 struggling to maintain their boost control. They lose it a lot, but also Karmine Corp just so equal across the board. Nobody becoming exhausted or overexerted in any position or play.
Well, Atto Demo Tracker, got an update for you. He's slacked off a bit that game. Only 4 demos, and in fact KC got out-demoed by R8, so they've had a bit of a bad game from the demos there. Only 4.67 demos per game for Atto. Let's see if we can get 6 in this game, get that average back up to 5.
Demo straight off the first few moments here. Mohamed, no respect given, just a straight challenge, but Itao's already there, goes for the bump on 1. Off the back, shot still saved, not once but twice by Mohamed. They flip it back, Juicy's gonna try and butt it in.
No
bounces
way.
up and down, and Abdullah keeps him out.
What a save by R8, they needed 2 of them to help out with that exchange. KC have started every game the stronger of the 2 teams. This one's no different.
These demos and these bumps are what I'm anticipating to see a lot from R8. This is a team that once the pressure is on, there seems to be a second round of lock-ins. Mohamed down, shot on target. Ghazi, no fear with Itao following behind him. Over 1, bumped off the ball. Vatira will take it back.
Yeah, Vatira going for the ceiling double here. Just settles for a 50 forwards. KC aren't going to commit too heavily on that one. Just trying to bait out some bad touches from the back corner. Juicy doesn't get on the right end of the ball as he tries to reset it mid. Even these players in the back corner that don't look like they're going to lead to anything, we've seen it plenty times so far this week. 150-50 is all you need to find a teammate in the middle.
This ball headed towards the net will be cleared only to the halfway as Vatira has something to say about it. This might be the longest we've gone scoreless in the beginning moments of a game. KC being held to their match point for now. Satao taking another shot. Mohamed denies it. Juicy's gonna follow to keep this out. R8 defensively able to keep up with the blue wall.
And they're just trying to get a game, really, to get something on the board. The series win is a long way back, but if they can get 1 win, at least that would be the start of something, and that's 1 goal for R8 to give them their first lead in the series. If they can make it to the finish line of this game without losing this, they will be the first team in the lower bracket to deny a sweep. We've had only sweeps in the lower bracket of this group.
Off the kickoff here, R8.
Oh, wow.
Gonna try and make it there. The touch actually going in favor of R8 still as Juicy tries to correct that over to Itao. A demo keeps him out. Gotta recover if you're Ghazi. Abdullah's gonna bail him. No second touch here as it's dangerously close in front of the net. The R8 squad. But you gotta slow things down just a little bit. Can't get too ahead of yourselves here.
And they've got a good position for themselves here. Half the game to go. Will R8 manage to hold their nerve? That's a good demo. The follow-up off the post by Abdullah. Another demo lands. R8 really are ramping up the aggression in that regard.
This team definitely knows what they need to do. It's a matter of execution and also trusting in yourselves, right? There's been a handful of moments where R8 overextend themselves trying to find that 100 pad, but in the few moments they've been confident enough to skip it, take the smaller, just go on the low boost attack. They've been able to catch KC off guard a little bit. They're still managing to hold on with their 1 goal lead over 1. Ghazi kills it. Let's see where KC can go from here.
Yeah, KC just easing into the comeback with 90 seconds to go in the game. Just a huge bump there from R8 on KC's follow-up plays. Tira staying wide on the attack there. They've done that a lot this tournament. Oh, that's going to be a shot from the midfield though. KC get dusted and R8 make it 2.
A little bit too wide there from Vatira. Atao took his challenge and got bumped, so Vatira just caught off guard again. Speed when R8 are confident enough to just immediately take the shot. It shows. 2-0 up. just over a minute to go here. R8 have a chance to stay in the series.
Yeah, serious chance here. This would be huge for them. And, you know, the little mental wins are great to see for this young team. Inexperienced. And, you know, tough to imagine a win from, obviously, in this position, being 3 down. But the fact that they're still in this mentally, going for the goal. Oh, that was a miss by both the defender and the attacker, both probably trying to block each other. R8 not giving up, despite the fact that they're down 3 games against one of the best teams in the world.
R8 absolutely understanding too that KC want to try and spot each other on a lot of these moments, and they're too far out. 3-0 up with 32 to go. R8 have done it.
Oh, guys, he completely fakes Vatira. He didn't have any boost to go for an outplay there, but he just jumped anyway to make Vatira think that he's going for the immediate shot. Vatira flies right by, and Gazi leaves it for his teammate. Easily the best game we've seen from R8, not just because they're winning it, but they've managed to stop KC from constantly creating threats. And they're going to get one, KC. This is not over yet.
Nope.
R8 really need to be careful. KC have had their number on the kickoffs for the most part.
Yeah, definitely can't get ahead of themselves right there, Mohammed. I mean, once he had made that first touch, cover was going to be really difficult to get there in time to make the second. Karmine Corp understood that. See off kickoff. Dula doing it all.
It's a good kickoff here for R8. They don't need to do anything too crazy here. They just need to avoid any immediate volatile situation from occurring. They've done so, but now here come KC in the final seconds. It's not going to materialize, and R8 are on the board.
Not too bad. A much cleaner performance from this team. From game 1 to game 2 to game 3, there has been nothing but improvement so far. Smiles on the faces of the boys over here, understanding that the dream is not impossible.
Yeah, let's see. As they started off this game, remember, with a crazy goal line save by Gazi. Just a backflip of the ball into his own crossbar. Abdullah with a power clear in and out of his own net. And that was just the beginning of the best game that they've had so far. They were starting to win the races to the ball in the midfield, starting to hit their mind games as well. This is what R8 need. They just need to believe in themselves. We know how mechanical they are. We know how talented these young players are. Can they get one more? And then they not just, you know, see the finish line a little bit more closely, but KC might start to get nervous because they'll be thinking, there's no way that we can let this slip away after an already embarrassing loss to Space Station.
Well, we'll see. Karmine Corp definitely need to keep in the back of their minds that R8 is a team that has beaten the Falcons multiple times online. They went as far as they could for the first matchup here on LAN. It was a different story. It was their first game debuting here at the EWC. This is definitely a team that has the makings to pull off an upset on KC. It's a matter of KC staying strong and closing this one out.
Oh, R8 are certainly in that group of teams. You know, I'd put them in the same kind of category as, you know, your... Oh, Atto rattles crossbar early. I put them in a similar kind of trajectory as Space Station when they were on the come-up. You know, it took a while for them to figure out how to play on LAN. Now we see what they can do, that they're making those steady improvements. R8 are just trying to follow that same path. You know, it's a learning experience. Hopefully for them, there will be plenty more opportunities. We'll have one at the World Championship, of course, in not too long. Oh, double tap from Abdullah on the goal line. Gazi couldn't get there. Quick demo update for you, by the way. Atto did go back to 5, so he's reverted to the meme. He's had 5 demos in 3 of the games, 4 in the other one. It's been a vicious series from Atto.
So I definitely want to see him, you know, on that shining front again. He's going to try and do it here. Flips into it, pass over to Vatira. No early goals here in the first minute of play for KC. A locked car just for a moment here as everybody separates. Abdul's going to carry it over. Gazi just in front of it, so they play the back pass. KC gets to take this one away. We'll see how far they can go with this.
That was close. R8 nearly got that 50 back to the teammate in stride, which would have been an undefendable shot. had he struck it well. They're really getting very close on multiple occasions this game. If they can keep this up, it's KC who could be in a bit of trouble. What a pass that is! Abdullah's finished it off in style. But how about this from Mohamed?
Absolute clanger to go back and forth like that. Mohamed, this is a player that if you hadn't got to watch him in other series or online, he is, you know, he's the Ratao. He's the all over, I can set you up, I can go forward, I can bump clear, whatever you need me to do. To see him have the confidence to be able to start doing that again, that is a great sign for R8.
It'd do wonder for this team, just like in the series against Falcons. If they can figure out how to play like this from the start of the series, how good can they be? That's not what they'll be thinking about right now. They're just thinking about closing out another game. They're in the same position as game 4, up by 1, fairly early in the game. Long time for KC to work with. R8 are just digging their heels in here, trying to slow KC down.
Corner pocket. Keeps possession with R8, getting the demo. Ghazi has the boost steal. Mohamed keeps this ball orange side. Juicy on low, tries to make the pass. They will make it work and get demoed for the effort. R8 still holding on to that lead at the halfway mark. Timing this ball moving forward as much as they can.
And they are just sneaking in those mind games every now and then. In defense there. R8 are definitely inside KC's heads at the moment. 2 minutes to go. Now a chance for Vatira to work his magic. Trying to 50 this, but it's just gone safely to the corner where R8 will try to keep the ball. Oh, that's a good beat though by Juicy. Can he get back to it with a wall dash? He will. But Abdullah collects the ball as the demo lands, and this could be a second. Vatira scrambling back.
They also demoed Vatira. They traded back though. Abdullah on low boost, gonna have to race back. Gets the mid. Ball still falls to the other end with Vatira. It is a wide attempt. Karmine Corp, like you said, you can feel that R8 have definitely gotten into their heads a little bit. There's enough mind games to make them question some of their movement. Forcing KC to respect R8 now on the attack. Ghazi trying to attempt one. Juicy will make a kept close clear.
It's a good bump there onto Juicy as he's trying to get his air dribble started. Now here comes Atto on the ground though. Ghazi with a good stop. It's been the defensive rock for R8 this week. Continues to be. And yet another KC match point. R8 have already staved off one. To get another would be quite special. Less than a minute to go. Ghazi sticking to the ball like glue in defense.
Tao's going to play this one back from the other end, but Abdullah has been absolutely relentless and fearless in his challenges against Karmine Corp. Mohamed trying to open anything, but it does 50 all the way back. They pinball it around. Mohamed all the way to the other end. Tao has it red. Can't quite pinch it through to the last two defenders. They want to spot each other bad, but Mohamed just enough in the tank. It's here over 130 to go. This is where the pressure starts to build on KC.
Atto looking for the mid pass. Vatira gets there first. Abdullah getting chased onto the back wall. Will he get there in time? He does. Get something on it as Juicy puts it to the corner. Now Ghazi carrying it out of defense. 1v1 with Atto. Boost running out. He gets the bomb! Makes it 2-0.
The MENA future! Everybody, Ghazi carrying this one down. The air dribble bump onto one of the GOATs to give R8 another life in this best of 7.
They have survived the kickoff, it seems. That will be a very, very interesting decision for KC now. Is it time for the timeout? R8 win 2 straight. I mean, KC, we saw they fell apart yesterday, got swept by SSG, and now they're being reverse swept by R8. And that might be even more hard to believe.
I mean, from the jump, I've known R8 were definitely capable of, taking it all the way with KC. I will say they've done enough. Look at that.
Wow.
Jeez. But Karmine Corp definitely, they've taken their first timeout. They have been put in a situation where they feel this this could swing the other way.
There he is, that man in the middle, Ghazi. Ice cold in defense this game. So many goal line saves, so many key touches in defense as well. Just keeping the ball in safe locations, buying time for his teammates to get back. And another demo update for all of you demo enjoyers. Atto managed to get, you're not going to believe it, 5 demos again. So he's
wow.
he's done it again. But 4 out of the 5 games, he's had 5 demos. And the one that he didn't get 5, he got 4. So it really is crazy that he's been this consistent with it. Although it doesn't seem to correlate with wins or losses, as he's, you know, kind of had the same amount of demos and losses as the games where they were dominating. I'll be very interested to see if he can keep that up, though.
Well, this game number 5, out of everything we've seen so far that was usually swinging one way or the other, game 5 was the closest we've seen in terms of possession, nearly 50-50 down the split between the two. The closer you can get to 50-50 against a team like Karmine Corp, the greater the chance you have of actually trying to survive R8. Looking for that game 6 win here. We'll see if they can do it.
Such a fascinating position for the series to be in. If it was KC reverse sweeping, we'd all think, uh-oh, here they come. But it's R8 who are reverse sweeping, and this does start to make you wonder, how nervous are KC with all the pressure of the club champs? They need to do well. They need to win this series if KC are going to win anything in the club championship. And that's only the beginning. These guys are supposed to be contended for the tournament. They're supposed to be making a run all the way to start advancing up the ladder. I mean, the club championship has so much prize money for the orgs. We know how much it means to them, and we know how much that matters for the Karmine Corp players. R8 would love to take that and everything else away from them.
We will see if they can do it. A Tau to that backboard. Abdullah, easy read there. They're going to anticipate all that space trying to be taken up, and they've done an incredible job of keeping them back. They catch them out. Muhammad from way downtown.
Just up quicker than Atto could even think about jumping. Atto advancing. Didn't realize Muhammad was ready to pounce from deep. And R8 are really doing this. 19 seconds in, they're already ahead.
Well, if you're a KC fan, you're not going to want to hear this, but the timeout buff does not exist here at the EWC. Of the 15 taken, 10 were losses, so we'll see if KC can help kind of sway it the other way here. It's not looking too good off the rip. Abdullah trying to take a shot. Great defense there from Juicy.
Bit of a miss there from Atto. KC do look a bit cagey in this game. Not just the positioning mistake earlier on, but some mechanical mistake as well. Those are often, you know, signs. Even though it didn't amount to much in that moment, it's still something that KC have to be worried about. And Juicy shot also lacking a lot of power. A team bump, Fatira and Atto collided. KC look like they've completely lost their flow.
This team starting to struggle just a bit, but you don't have to fear for too long. Juicy and Vatira figuring it out. 2 had committed on it. They got they've gotten the demo, but just a solid 50 and follow from Karmine Corp. You can see the excitement from the fans. You can hear it too.
Yeah, just careless from Muhammad there. Very risky cut past the diving challenge. As third man, that's not really something you can get away with. Didn't in this occasion either. Here's Ghazi again, just a little back pass to the back corner. And another one, Abdullah 50s it towards him. Just keeping the ball in safe locations for the most part. How can KC find a way through? Matira scanning, looking to see where the defenders are. He plans to outplay as many as he can. Once again, the ball does end up in an R8 back corner, where I feel like we've spent a lot of the match, especially in these games where R8 are winning. Yeah,
usually when Karmine Corp was able to keep R8 boxed in their half, it went their way, right? And as games have gone on, R8 are breaking out for longer periods of time. Great demo to lead the way. They were almost able to take it away from Karmine Corp, but Karmine Corp desperate to get to their side and take it back. They almost might get caught out on this too. Muhammad on the challenge alone goes for the 50 down, and Tau bails him out. They go back to their drawing board and see how they can get back towards that KC net.
Some heavy first touches there from both Mohamed and Abdullah. Kind of limiting the options they had. Oh, what a shot. Juicy rips one. Direct. Does get saved. Half the game to go. As R8 look to re-establish the lead. Pre-flip. Abdullah! Top shelf!
The Gentlemates fans up in arms with the hate watching too at this, and that's got to feel great for R8.
What a pre-flip by Abdullah. No boost. No problem. R8 giving KC even more problems to think about.
KC is a team that can waver a little bit too quickly at times. Juicy plays the patient game with this one. Vatira denied his shot attempt. All three members are there. The shot rolling towards net, barreling sent back. Vatira on net. Mohamed is their worst nightmare right now.
2 minutes to go. KC starting to pile on the pressure. R8 again just trying to keep the ball away from the goal. Keep it in the back corner. And then work their way out. They've done this masterfully, not rushing the clears like they did earlier in the game, not giving the ball away. They're just frustrated KC. You're trying to find a way through. Again, it's saved on the goal line for R8.
You have to remember that this R8 squad is a team that has defended and beat the Falcons, the standard of the region and one of the greatest teams in the world. They have played them more than most ever will outside KC. So there is a world where they can stay calm enough. KC trying to find each other, but they're completely discombobulated. They pass over to Abdullah. The shot taken on net and defended. The demo could have opened it up, but just not enough in the take to keep the speed.
Yeah, Mohamed didn't get the read right now. KC looking to transition, get the ball upfield as quickly as they can, but it looks like it will be, again, Mohamed slowing it down. Ghazi's such a good defensive player in the latter half of this series. Composed with the back pass towards Abdullah. 50 seconds to go. R8 still ahead by one.
You got to be so confident in yourself too to be able to have the communication and trust to hit those, but so can KC. They almost do it. Tauan called himself off. He thought there's no way they missed this, and R8 are still in it to win it.
Can you believe it? Double whiff by R8 in defense. KC didn't see it coming. They weren't there to finish it off, and now it's in their net again. I mean, they're really having to survive with some very, very tricky defensive positions, but they're somehow making it work.
This team truly, I have watched the potential of them, not through Saudi E-League to their qualifier to here. This squad has so much potential. They're almost pulling it off. Pitch from one end to the other will be denied in, but 18 seconds to go and a 2-goal lead is looking great for this R8 team.
And that should be it, unless, can this shot go in? Yes, it can. Juicy finds the angle. This was critical from him as he ran down the field. He catches Abdullah, and he still had enough to get back to it and slot the ball. Kickoff coming up, a very important one for KC.
You got to be careful here. R8 have lost a number of these already. They're going to play it very, very safe. They call themselves back. They get the boost. The Tau going for the shot, tries to get the drop down. They play it out into the corner here. Ghazi to try and kill the ball. Can he do it? Not quite yet. Karmine Corp popped this one up. A Tau is going to try and keep the ball in play. Juicy on up, forward and down.
Wow.
R8 Esports have officially forced a Game 7 for their tournament lives.
For the second time in a row in the group stage, KC lose 3 straight. Luckily for them, the best of 7 means this isn't over. Well, maybe they're wishing it was a best of 5. They would have swept it. R8 showing incredible character, strength mentally that we hadn't seen from them in LAN before. And it's the mechanical ability as well. Abdullah with a free flip. KC starting to make some small mistakes, but this for me, I can't believe. The double whiff in defense from both Ghazi and Mohamed. KC were not there, because I mean, how do you predict that one?
This is officially our 6th reverse sweep attempt in EWC history. We will see if we get our first successful one. Nobody's been able to do it yet. R8 looking like the best at having a chance to do so.
Yeah, Atto tried pacifism this game. didn't want to, you know, continue a trend that wasn't working. He's only got the one demo there, but that didn't work out either. So I think he's got to get back to firing on all cylinders. KC have got to get Atto on the ball up front, and he's got to start outplaying opponents. Vatira maybe needs to sit a bit deeper. They've been caught out, they've been dusted a couple times as the ball's flown into their open net. Can KC stop the reverse sweep? Every other team at Esports World Cup in this position has been able to do so.
There's one thing that most of those teams attempting haven't had, and that was the crowd turning around to be on their side. All the Gentlemates fans making noise for this team. That's got to, you know, put a lot less pressure not to have to hear the blue wall. Oh my gosh!
He had the double there, I'm pretty sure, as well. Abdullah is starting to peak here. We know what he can do. One of the flashiest players online. This is what everybody was talking about. You know, when they start to live up to their potential, you are going to love what you see from this team, and you're starting to see it here. Mohamed just unable to get on the end of that mid-pass. KC on the counter. Surely, no, Juicy, denied by Abdullah.
So clean. R8 learning to be able to slow things down in the right moments. That slower pace of play to KC has been tripping them up so much. It makes Karmine Corp uncomfortable to get out of what they want to be able to do. Vatira going to try and speed things up here. 30 in the tank, plays his flip to the backboard here. Slow follow as R8 gather into positions. They're able to defend, not one, but almost two shots here.
Yeah, KC have got a good position here. R8 forced to make so many critical touches in defense. Vatira back to Juicy, who shoots it straight at Ghazi, and with how well Ghazi's been playing, you're not going to get a goal doing that.
No, not at all. Right now, all respect is on R8's name. Juicy around the corner to one. First challenge from Abdullah. Second pass, Vatira. There's a demo onto the third man. If they'd been just fast enough, they might have been able to get through, but the respawn actually worked in the KC favor, but that's not going to slow them down. They got to carry it on top. Flick, not over that man. R8 are still in this.
Mohamed had a good chance moments ago. His shot was lackluster like Juicy's was before it at the other end. Here's another attempt. It's going to be saved as well. Another save from Abdullah. Now Mohamed and Ghazi double commit, but it has gone well clear. They should be fine here. KC once again trying to craft away through the defensive end. And Atto, who finds it with the mind game.
Atto was the one that kicked this series off and really put it in everybody's heads that KC were going to win this with ease. That is the most space we've been able to see him gather. A breath of relief, but they're not going to bank on it. Off the kickoff into the second half of the game, KC lead.
Oh, a good save there by Abdullah, denying Juicy the second goal. Ghazi just trying to stay with this one. He's got Abdullah behind him. He's got a good touch outwards, but KC are following each other up right now, at least, to a higher level than they were in the games R8 were able to win. 2 minutes to go. R8 have to come back here.
Atto's been onto the other end almost far too much, trying to, you know, bump or demo or find anything. R8 break out of their half, low boost and bumped off the play means this one will be stopped in its tracks. All of R8 able to work their way back. They challenge forward. Can R8 keep the momentum? Mohamed's challenge immediately rescinded. Abdullah's boost stolen by Vatira. And it's up to Mohamed and Ghazi to keep Juicy back.
KC again finding that forward territory. They've advanced the ball well constantly throughout the game. Atto has led the attack, but now here comes Vatira with the double tap. 2-0.
What is showing the fake off the sidewall, but also Vatira basically pirouetting over the defense. You can see what it means to Coveted, to the stream, to the fans. Up 2-0 when it matters most, but you can't count R8 out yet.
Absolutely not. These guys have shown that they can come back from some pretty difficult positions. They are running out of time. Minute to go. KC right back to that offensive corner where they've spent a ton of time in the latter half of this series. Ghazi flicks it past one, but the second comes in too quickly. Sidewall skip by Atto is denied by Abdullah.
Karmine Corp are going to play this so much more aggressively too. Being up 2-0 and almost 3 gives you way more space to just play time with this ball. A demo on 1 is not enough to break R8 out of their side. R8 40 seconds away from losing a chance at crushing the most sought after key here at the EWC.
Defending champions, KC, just 30 seconds away from advancing. R8 trying to go for a last-ditch push here, but Mohammed's got no boost middle. Vatira takes it away, and now the clock is about to win the game for them.
15 seconds away. Karmine Corp have been taken all the way to the end. R8 desperately trying not to give up, but time does not seem to be on their side. There's a chance because this is still in.
There's even more drama. What a bump by Ghazi to give Abdullah the time to get the shots off. They've got to pull out a kickoff strat here with just 2 seconds left. They need the ball in the air. They would love to just have free possession of it. They're just going to play it standard. This is going to go middle for Ghazi. Doesn't have a lot of boost though. Abdullah takes over. Looking for the backboard. Fakes it. Vatira saw it coming and up we go again.
Ghazi off the backboard, pinch into the center. Juicy clears it just enough to kill it. And KC's dreams are still alive. Just on the edge of failure, but Karmine Corp does not know what that is.
Wow. What a comeback attempt by R8. But like every other team attempting a reverse sweep at EWC, they cannot complete it. Like the pre-jump on the fist bump there from Abdullah as well. Very efficient, but yeah, I mean, going to be gutting right now for them to not be able to complete the reverse sweep.